On va y arriver.
So we have with Matthieu BRICARD who won the YCS 2024. Matthieu BRICARD, faites du bruit!
He can't.
So,
That guy doesn't listen when you say something. Never.
Matthieu, you won the YCS Bologna.
Yeah, I did.
It's
You
incredible.
You didn't. Why are you screaming? Yeah. Thank you.
So GG, what an event, Matthieu, what an event!
Yeah.
So what did you play? How was your event?
I played FIENDSMITH with some Musketeer cards in it, I guess.
Yeah, Musketeer, yeah, FIENDSMITH, same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. The event was really cool. The deck was a very good meta call, I think. And I had unique lists, not as much as I thought before the event, but still pretty different from everything else, I think. So
yeah, we see
cool.
such same type of deck with Joshua Schmidt and Pac, who play Castillo FIENDSMITH.
Yeah, between else, like.
Yeah, how do you find the difference between your deck and there?
So when I learned at the beginning of the event that some players like Josh and Pac and Dinkabi were playing something that was like my lists in some ways, I was like, oh, so I think if they built it together, it might be better than mine because maybe they were more to work on the deck and they had maybe more time, I don't know. So maybe they found something better than me. And after the event, the results, and seeing the list, I think mine is better.
Okay,
so
okay.
I'm happy I did that.
You're always better, of course. You win the event, but you win the event. So it's better, of course. So can you show us your deck list?
Of course. First, thank you for the data card, for sponsoring the team and giving me cards like all the FIENDSMITH. Without those cards, you cannot play this deck. I will warn you. So yeah, thank you to them. And I think we can go into the deck profile.
Merci à la DAC.
Yep.
Okay.
I will put this away without breaking it.
It's easy.
Okay, I'll go for the main deck first. So, the idea of the deck is that you want to play FIENDSMITH control, you want to do your basic FIENDSMITH things, and then have hand traps to back it up. So, we have 3 engravers, 2 lacrimas, 3 tracts, 1 Lurie, 1 Sanct. That's the FIENDSMITH package, I guess. So double lacrima is because it's one of the best normal summons in the deck because it doesn't lose to any hand trap. If your opponent wants to cut you off of engine, if you start with lacrima, they will need 3 hand traps. 1 to negate the lacrima, 1 for the requiem, and 1 for the requiem on the following turn. So 3 hand traps for 1 card. It's incredible, but I didn't have the space to put a 3rd one because I had more normal summons and it would be too much. Sanct is really good. It conflicts with some cards like the Cash Tiras that I'm not playing in the main deck. And it prevents you from using some plays, like it conflicts with Nibiru too. But I thought it was really important to have a second good target to search off of Engraver if you already have Tract. Or sometimes you go like Tract, Search, Engraver, discard anything, like Lurie, and you want another spell, or sometimes you want to go Tract, Search, Engraver, discard a normal summon, and you already have another one, so you can have your Engraver in rotation, so really good. And it gives the deck a 3rd push, because the deck has like a normal summon, a Tract for Lurie, and Sanct. That are 3 ways to put a body on the board, and you need 1 to go through, basically. So it gives you a 3rd one, and it's good.
Okay, yeah, the engine seems like to...
it's really good. Yeah, the one-off is
really hard to entrap.
Yeah, and you can hand trap it, but not cut the grind.
Okay,
and
yes.
That's the important part. Then the muskets, I play 3 Starfire, 1 Calamity. So this one, if a spell trap is activated in the column, summons from deck, and this one from grave. So you want to normal summon this one, activate a spell, summon this from deck, and you have 2 bodies, and like activate Sanct or Tract. And it's really, really good. And this one is worst, but you need another name, and this one summons from grave, so it's cool. And with the max in the Excentric that I'll show later, one of those going second might be equals, might give you 4 or 5 bodies sometimes, and it's incredible to push through boards and interaction.
Okay, so like the cash, there are good cards for your engine and good for going second.
Exactly, but they're light fiends, so if you go first and you normal summon it and you don't have a spell to extend with it, you just go Requiem and do the normal thing.
Okay.
I was at 14. Those 14 are all 1-card combos and during my testing, and I thought I didn't have enough. I bricked too much, so I wanted to add 1 more, but I wanted it to be a good card that is not always a normal summon and can be used going second. So I played Excentric. It was incredible. Didn't see it a lot, but you don't search it even if you can, because it costs a lot of resources and such. But the fact that you can hard draw this and destroy a Sparrow Trap is good. You can also destroy monster that I didn't do in the event. I did do in testing though. And there's another application which is really cool going first. It's that you can normal summon Starfire in the left or right zone and activate Excentric below it to trigger it, and you have another body, so it can become an extender if you have Starfire.
It's broken.
So it has some more utility than just a normal summon, and the toolbox was really nice. And the last starter extender on Giant card, if you want, is one call by, because it negates 1 hand trap, so one of your plays goes through.
Okay, so call by is the starter?
No, it's an extender, pretty much. So yeah, that's it for the starters extenders. Now I have 3 ceiling cards, cards that make my combos better. I have 1 Paradise, 1 Engraver, not Engraver, no, 1 Shavara and 1 Chamber. So Paradise is incredible, the best card in the deck and the one that makes the strategy viable in my version of the one that were played by the other players, because you send it with Lacrima in your turn or the opponent's turn with Requiem, I'll show after. But basically it can send Desiree from your extra deck to the graveyard at pretty much any moment. And then you can send 1 card from the field to the graveyard, and this is impossible for your opponents to make you use, because it's a card in the grave that sits there, and if he can't ash it exactly, he will not stop it. And that's so good, because like a lot of interruptions, you can just activate something that will make your opponent use it. This one, pretty much nothing can, so it's incredible. The on-field effects never came up in the event, but it's kind of cool, I guess. And this is because with the muskets and the fact that I have a lot of fin bodies, it makes all of my 2 cards combo. If I have 2 engine cards that are not like 2 normal summons or something, I can go for a Yama to search Shavara before Sequencia, so I always beat Valor in Perm, and it makes better boards and has a lot of recursivity. And since I don't have space to play like Muckraker and such, this with Yama is like Muckraker, because I can just go Yama, search, link away Yama, destroy something, Yama brings back anything I want.
Okay, you prefer Chamber to Escape, so?
I prefer Chamber to Escape, yeah, because I don't end with an Unchained on field, or it's bad. I just wanted a card that can make my board recursive. Honestly, I maybe would not even have played this. Like, maybe just the Shavara is enough, I don't know, but I didn't test enough to know. But yeah, you need the Shavara, I think it's really good, this maybe not.
Okay.
That's 19 cards, so the rest is hand traps, because the goal of the deck is to beat Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes always uses 2 cards to start their combo, like Diable Peach and Deception Peach. So if you hand trap every play, you will just have more cards in hand.
Okay. We had the myth, now the sounds.
Yeah, exactly. So we have 9 Imperms, the best hand trap in the game, because it stops Diable Star and Snake Eye Ash and everything. And I wanted as many of those as possible. I was on 8 copies before. If you do that, please do not cut Mourner, cut Valor, because Mourner works under Shifter against Tempa is very important. But yeah, it was really, really good in multiples or in combination with others. It can like prevent your opponents from play a lot. In this format, it's really good, especially against Snake Eyes. 3 for Wallace, because with the more engine I play, I have some ways to force interaction and break semi-boards, especially with the Muskets, because Max summons multiple monsters from deck. So it's really good in this deck. Ash Blossom is Ash Blossom, it negates Wallace and negates OSS, Subversion, not Subversion, Deception.
Yeah, Deception, yes.
So those are the best hand traps. And now I have 3 more that are once per turn and that I didn't want to open 2 copies because they're a little weaker. There's Nib, really good, of course, because I'm not playing Impulse, so why not play Nib? And it's really good with all of those. Ogre, that negates Deception and has some utility. I used it on Flamberge one time because I hand trapped him like in top 16, I think. I Ashed, he cross-outed, I then Mourner the Poplar that he summoned off of Bonfire. He had some play like Oak, Bring Back, and Flamberge, and then he went for Flamberge, link it off for IP into Reborn 2, Promethean, Reborn Flamberge. Flamberge effect, I Ogre that, and he can't bring back his IP. It's just a spell and trap that I use to summon a monster from deck with Max after, and I just win from there, although I was not supposed to. And 2 Bell. This was draws at the beginning of my testing, but the more I played, the more I thought I didn't like it because it doesn't remove resources from my opponents, and since I rarely OTK, I need them to lose resources in the first turn because I can't really keep up if they keep too much, and it conflicts with Fuwalos, so I didn't like it. And then I tried Bell, and it's cool. It's not a good first hand trap, but if you already have 2 or 3, 2 or 3 is good as the 3rd or 4th one, and with 21 this should be the case, because it will negate like late steps of the combo that you cannot, like, you can negate with other cards, but those other you would have used earlier. So it will negate both effects of Promethean, it can negate Flamberge Bring Back 2, it can negate Promethean on your own turn. It has a lot of utility and it's really cool to use. The other thing is this deck is really weak to Bestials, and one time in the tournament I bailed a Bestial and won the game because of it. But yeah, I think it was a really good card, and really people were not expecting it. Like my Centurion opponent that Bestialed me had 2 Bestials, and he wanted to use one to force my effect, that was Lacrima, and then chain the other one, but I bailed the second one, so it didn't work. Yeah, really cool card and worked very well. I don't play Purge, Dominus doesn't need to be explained, but I think Shavara is very important in the deck, so I want to keep it accessible at all times.
Okay, understandably.
Got the extra deck?
Okay, go.
For the FIENDSMITH cards, 1 Requiem, 1 Sequentia, 1 Magnum Day. I will do the links first. So I wanted to play a second Requiem, but I didn't have any space, honestly. And if your opponent summons Unicorn, most of the time they will see the 2 Desirays and they will banish Sequentia. So doesn't really come up. And 1 is enough, you recycle it. 1 max prints a lot of bodies, so you use 1 musket to summon it, and it summons the musket for every spell or trap your opponent controls. And you just print bodies off of it, because you summon monsters that you can activate spells or traps in their column to summon more monsters, or you can, which I did a lot, use it, summon monsters in the column of the set spells and traps of your opponent, and then leaves them there. Because if your opponent tries to interact with you, then you will plus off of it with your Musketeers. So that's really cool too. And it's a life feed, you can Requiem after. So it forces interruptions, it's really cool for that. The 1 Yama in a quarter, thanks to Halil, who gave it to me for the event. Yeah. Halil.
Halil.
He's there. Yay! Really cool. So if you have a 2-card combo, you can go into this before Sequentia to make sure you beat 1 Imperm always, because if they Imperm you on summon of Sequentia, you go, okay, Shavara target Sequentia, Resolution Yama brings back Sequentia effect, and if they impermit on the effect, you just change Shabara. So you're making sure you don't lose to one. And if I don't have 2 engine cards to beat one of those hand traps, I don't even go for Sequencia, I just go for Caesar and Requiem Lacrima Grave.
Okay.
So that's a good way to do it. And then you can play Soul of Rage for SP. SP is there anyway, but Soul of Rage is really good because it's a good addition to the end board of Desiree and or Caesar and Trap Engrave and hand traps. And with the trap, you often end with this on board and the trap, and it doesn't matter that it's the reborn trap because it makes it harder for your opponent to force it, because if they go battle phase to attack it, you just bring it back. So it's harder for them to crack, even though you don't have another disruption with the trap. Since you often already banished your Yama in your combo, you wouldn't have a way to make it like useful.
Okay.
Then 1 Moon, 1 Goddess. I used every card in the extra deck except for Goddess, but in testing it came up like sometimes, and it's really cool because it's a light fiend, has a lot of synergies. Versus Tenpai especially, you can catch them because if they let you have 3 monsters on the field, you just go, okay, link off your seal, and that's a way to beat them sometimes. But yeah, in the tournament never came up. Moon is cool because it turns non-light fiends into light fiends, so I have some fiends that are not lights, like the Unchained or Necroquip or things, and I have sometimes Nibiru plus a hand trap I want to combo off of, or I have Kashtira cards plus side, so really cool to be able to link those off, especially with the Sanct. This needs you to control only light fiends to activate it, so you can use your bodies to make a light fiend to make sure you can activate it. That's the links, really good. No space for anything else, and luckily I would have liked another Requiem, maybe a Necroquip, maybe a Lina, maybe something, but I didn't have the space. For the fusions, I have 2 Desirees. So this is important because you often want to send one with the trap, and you don't want to not summon it because you want to send it later. And if you send it, sometimes you need to engraver, recycle something else like a Sequencia before you can summon it again. But if you don't have another one, you cannot. So the second one is important. Aerial Leader was a last minute inclusion. I had Bagushka in that spot, but I thought I only would make it post side. So I thought this was better, and it was. It's incredible because if you don't have engraver, Sequencia gives you access to it, which you can't do in other scenarios, and it's good because you have the Musketeer cards that are light fiends but not FIENDSMITH. 1 Necroquip, very good. Makes Chaos Angel Light Dark, makes Caesar, draws cards, and yeah, incredible. Caesar, talking of the devil, there it is, and Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel, really cool, made it a couple times. Only once it was really important, I think. It was against Pac in the feature match. Looking back at the game, I won either way because the other option was Sequencia, and his set was a bluff. But if it wasn't a bluff and it was like an imperm, I just lost on the spot if I didn't make Chaos Angel. So happy to have it there. And really cool card that can catch people off guard. No space for Typhoon, no space for a lot of cards. You can experiment with it, like Cut Chaos Angel, Goddess, Aerial Leader, maybe 1 Desiree if you really want, Goddess, yeah, the Unchained cards, but I think it's pretty tight. And then for the side, this is just my 2 siding patterns for all the Snake Eyes matchup. I cut Callby and Chamber of the Unchained for those 2, so I have 23 hand traps that are good into it, and I don't think about it much else. It's cool. I think I saw it 0 times in the tournament, but any hand trap that you want against Snake Eyes can do it there. 2 Cosmics that are just for going first in general into any back row matchup or matchup in the format, because against Snake Eyes Fire Kings, and all the rock decks, it's incredible going first or sometimes even going second. And this was like, for example, if I blindside because I didn't see my opponent's deck game 1, I will usually going second just side out 1 Chamber for 1 Cosmic. It's just really good, a really good card in general, and it covers a lot. Then for my going first options, I had a lot of things. I had a Kashtira package, so 3 Rathos, 1 Unicorn, 1 Bird, 1 Fenrir, 1 Rice Heart. Rice Heart that goes with this guy. So the idea is I wanted Kashtira cards for going first, but not for going second, so I decided them. Because going first, they give you a lot, and it's incredible, like the other players did. But I didn't want them going second. I don't like it because it conflicts with Neeb and Sanct things. But going first, I think it's incredible. So 3 Rathos to have the toolbox, and then those 2 are good, this one is good, and this one can make you another level 4 body for Bagushka. So you go Rathos, search Fenrir, search Ricer, special, number summon any Musketeer, Bagushka into Shifter, and it can give you a chance against Tempai. And then just 3D barriers, and yeah, you just want to make Tempai bastards. Didn't really work, like sometimes it did. I was at like 2-2 against Tempai, but yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Really cool deck, a really good meta call, I think, and I liked it a lot.
Okay, some change you would like to make after the event?
I don't know how, but I want to make my game 1 versus Tempai better, because it was awful. And anything else is like fine. I played a lot of Snake Eyes variants, and I beat all of them because this deck just does that extremely well. This deck's job is to beat Snake Eyes, and it does it well. So that's cool, and I don't think it's a very good deck after the format changes, because it's good against Snake Eyes exactly. But for this event, it was cool, and I really liked playing it. And yeah, I'm happy of the choice and the theory. Thanks a lot, in particular to Leo, that helped me a lot with the deck, searching engines for me. He was the one who told me to play the Musketeer cards. And thank you to everyone who playtested with me in the RS team. And yeah, thank you very much.
There is a media we can find you to play the deck.
Yeah, I think I maybe not play, but I talk about the deck a lot in my Twitch. But this will be in French, so
Name of the Twitch.
It's Matthieu BRICARD YGO.
Matthieu BRICARD Yu-Gi-Oh.
Exactly. So if you want, I'll be talking about the deck, the choices with more details in there. But yeah, I think it was really cool.
Okay.
Again, thanks a lot to everyone. Incredible events for me, at least. And yeah, I hope I can just have more events like this that are so cool.
Un petit mot pour les Français, un dernier mot.
Petit mot pour les Français. Salut à tous, les amis.
Salut à tous. Salut à tous. À tous. Merci à tous. Et on se retrouvera une prochaine fois, Mathieu, pour les nouvelles dingueries là, comme tu nous as fait.
Bye bye.
Bye.